Hey YouTube! So I had my mini twist in for 2 weeks, but you can see here that my new growth was getting out of control, so I decided to make a quick video on how I safely and quickly remove them. The only thing I'll be using is coconut oil, and I wanted to show you how big my coconut oil container is. It's bigger than half the size of my head, and my head is huge, so that's saying something. I started in the back of my hair, so I separated those twists and I put the rest of my hair up out of the way. Then I took a generous amount of coconut oil, warmed it up in between my hands, and saturated my twist with the coconut oil. I use coconut oil because when my hair is dry, I get a lot of breakage, it's more fragile, so I use this to kind of reduce the friction. And two, I wanted to use it as a pre-poo treatment because I planned on washing my hair after this. Now to remove these twists is very simple. All I did is start at the root and twist in the opposite direction, and then I stuck my index finger in between the two strands and kind of just worked my way down by untwisting until the two strands came apart by just separating them. And I'll show you a closer look. I twisted in the opposite direction. I just stuck my index finger in between the two strands, and then I continued twisting in the opposite direction until I could just slide my finger down and separate the two twists. And that's pretty much all I do. After I do that by separating the two strands, I make sure to go back and I separate each individual twist. And coconut oil helps in this area because I like to do this to remove shed hairs and get rid of any knots that may have occurred over the time. And then I just continued with these same two steps until I completed the whole entire back section. This is what my hair looked like once I finished separating and detangling each twist. Then I just sectioned off the middle section of my hair and repeated the same exact step. If you watched my mini twist tutorial video, you know that I really emphasized making sure that both of your strands were the same length before twisting, and this is when it really comes in handy. Even though this is fast forwarded, it didn't take me long at all to untwist these because I untwisted from the roots down. If your strands aren't the same length, you'll have to untwist from the bottom up, otherwise you'll have a lot of tangles and knots. And that way will take way longer, trust me. Now I'm going to show you how I deal with a problem when I encounter one, because this wouldn't be realistic if everything is perfect. So sometimes when I untwist, I run into knots in the middle of a twist. So like here, you see I untwisted like halfway, and when I try to separate the strands, they won't separate and the knot just gets tighter. So what I do is put my fingers at the knot and untwist after that point, and then the strands just separate no problem. So that's an easy fix. Another problem is sometimes I get knots at the end, and it's kind of hard to see here, but what you have to do is kind of just separate each individual strand from the knot until it's completely gone. But those are the only two problems that I encountered here and there. Look at that definition before separating. Now this would make a great twist out, but it's really not worth it when it's time to wash. I'm going to show you exactly why and how I separate each strand. So I just take each individual section of the twist and I use my index finger to run through the strand from my roots to my ends, and this way I feel for knots, I feel for any shed hairs, I can do some quick detangling, and it saves me so much time when it comes to washing my hair, because when I leave my twists defined how they were in the previous clip and I go to wash my hair is a huge tangled mess because all those hair strands just get knotted up in each other, and it's just not worth it to me. For my hair type and my hair texture and how curly and kinky my curls are, it's really not worth it. I would rather sacrifice this definition than have to be in the bathroom detangling for 6 hours on wash day. Once I completed my entire head, I removed each section, fluffed it out, and bam, I had this really cute mini twist out. And even though it was less defined, it was still fabulous. I got so many compliments on it. Heads up, if you live in a cold area and you plan on wearing this as a style like I do and I did, do not use coconut oil because your hair will be a stiff, solid mess when you go outside, and you don't want that. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in my next video. Bye.